All right, first up we'll do mathematics. Nicole Hall is here and she will give a overview of the math standards and then we'll have our testimony.
If you had a chance to look at the book for math, like Scott was saying, we had the online review. We had approximately, it was a little over 100 comments and recommendations that were actionable that we could actually look at, and then the review committee looked through them. And of those, they determined that the majority of them were really curriculum-based. So it was more of a local decision. There were only 2 that they found that they could provide a recommendation for change. One is redundancy in language, and another is just adding language that refers to a table that is elsewhere in the math content standards. So it was very minimal at best, but that's where we're at with that review.
Okay. Kato Gandhi?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Is this a good time to ask a question?
Let's have Kato Gandhi go first and then you can ask your question next. Hold on just a moment.
There,
Go ahead, state your name.
okay, my name is Kato Gandhi, Suketu Gandhi, Gandhi. There are many things that I went through the standard. The problem I had in making an online comment, because you're using a computer system that my computer system crashes. SurveyMonkey, I have Windows 2000, and demand that is being made by you guys are a higher level computer. And I don't do that because I have legal programs from DOS, and I can use up to Windows 2000, but I cannot use it in so that's a one comment. SurveyMonkey is useful if you have a later computer, but not for the old computer. Because for me, what I do my own personal computing is compatible with, but I cannot make comment. And going to library is difficult because I work normally to make this type of comments is around after 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock in the morning. That's why I have not made it. I made a number of comments right here. I always felt that mathematics course, the Common Core mathematics standards are lower standard than what they should be. For example, many things that a student can be learning in first grade, they should complete it. Addition and subtraction should be completed with carrying, borrowing in the first grade. You're taking it to the second grade to do carry. Within 100, you can do it within first grade. Yeah, and these things have been detailed out here. And you should be insisting upon they be taught by a bar graph method, so students know the relationship between addition and subtraction on it. And other thing to do is that in mathematics, multiplication and divisions problem, the way it is practiced in division is incorrectly taught. Division comes from grouping, and I think there are so many assumptions are being made, and the way division is taught, you have to insist upon a standard be taught based upon grouping, because that's where students understand how division works, or why the division procedure works with a big number or the in a hundreds place or thousands significant figure, you divide first, not second one. Other thing to do is that mental math is not even emphasized at all in the Common Core standard. There's a mathematical tricks that can be done in a detail. Student can learn math tricks. There's a special tricks for multiplication number 11 or squaring of number with a 5, ending in a 5. You can also teach student how do you, through inspection of digits, whether a number is divisible by another integer. If you can derive that, student will know, don't have to remember odd and even number. This is what it is, but you derive that. With that, you can figure out how with number is divisible by 11 or not, if you can derive those type of things. Then there are things in 5th grade you should complete with fraction everything. Fraction should be taught beginning 2nd grade, expression of fraction, and how do you express with a figure. Then number, and the 3rd grade you should teach a fraction about how do you add and subtract with the concept of pizza and regular cake, if you're having that. In 4th grade, you introduce fraction as a number. In the beginning, fraction is introduced as adjective, not as a noun. In the 4th grade, you try to make a transition from adjective to noun. In 5th grade, you complete everything, multiplication and division of a fraction, and you apply that to triangle, area of a triangle, base time height divided by 2. And you, if you can go through that, you can teach Pythagoras theorem in 6th grade. Other thing to also teach student is how to add a series of numbers, the way Carl Friedrich Gauss did it in his 5th grade. If students should be taught in the beginning of the 2nd grade, because then they get mathematical maturity. It's not just addition, but how do you solve a problem on this. And other things that are been missing is a complex number in algebra or pre-algebra. They should not have to wait until algebra 2. They should be taught when they're doing pre-algebra. They should be also taught how to find a square root of a number. If you're going to teach student, there is a method to do it by using estimate, approximate method, and that thing is not even emphasized in the standards. You don't have to wait till you can do it in 7th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, and you should be teaching positive and negative number beginning 4th grade on it. And multiplication of positive and negative number in a 5th grade should be completed on it, because it's just a way of doing all these things. In Common Core standard, do not do that much on a pre-calculus or trigonometry. It neglects everything on a linear and matrix algebra altogether. Linear and matrix algebra is so much useful. Hopefully state would create a standard on linear and matrix algebra, because that should be a mandatory part of our mathematics curriculum. That is not even included in it. Other things that when you're in a pre-calculus or a combinatorial part of in mathematics, you should teach how to sum a series of number from first principle. It can be done not by induction method, but from first principle. And other things, because students are going to be learning at higher rate, provided they do homework, and you should emphasize that students should know their times table from 11 through 20, and not 1 through 10. And that is one of the part. If they learn 1 through 10 in 2nd grade, they can learn 11 through 20 in 3rd grade. It's rote memorization, but if they understand that everything, their life will be much easier when it comes to factoring or fraction, or much of their mathematics will go much faster or easier. Because I insisted my daughter to do that in it. And other things in mathematics is that you can introduce a quote-unquote advanced method in mathematics in high school using random number. You can integrate probability and statistics into it. In the science, we call it a Monte Carlo method, but in high school, you can do it. Another special course that should be also taught is a special theory of relativity in high school level, because due to Herman Minkowski, a special theory of relativity has become more like a high school level course, the way you do it. It's just trigonometry with a purely imaginary angle instead of a real angle. It is Pythagoras theorem with an imaginary angle. And it becomes, all the equations of a special theory of relativity comes out, and the students should deserve that to learn about high school. It's not about mastering Albert Einstein. It's about how to solve problem and critical thinking skill, why you can go beyond the assumption. And that's what you can do. Instead of finishing up calculus BC in grade 11, you can add additional courses, so they can have serious courses in grade 12 on it. And all these things are put it in here in writing.
Great. Thank you. I'll take that.
Let me
Nicole.
sign it. Let me sign
Oh,
it.
perfect. Nicole, do you have any comments you'd like to make on any of that?
I just want to thank him for his comments and the how in depth that he's gone to provide these comments to us, and it's something that we can always bring back to the review committee and have further discussion on it and get back to him on it as well.
Great. You had a question over here?
I was just going to ask if there'd been much.
Oh, hang on 1 second. Let me come over and make sure. Go ahead and state your name.
Sherilyn Bear. I wanted to know if there's been a lot of discussion about the age-appropriate or developmentally appropriateness of the math standards. I don't have a specific position. I'm just curious if that's been part of the discussion.
Well, as far as our review committee or at the State Department level or?
In the review of the standards or at the State Department.
Okay. Well, I know that right now when we went through the comments, there wasn't a lot as far as age appropriateness, but the people that were there, as far as the recommendations that we received. And so as far as the people that were part of the review committee, that topic seems to come up, but no one has spoken out against it in any way. They haven't said that items are not age appropriate. At least I haven't heard it, and we haven't received the recommendations. So,
Thank you.
Are there any other comments about mathematics? Great, we'll move on.